102.3 Kiss FM. Breakfast with the Stars. Are you ready?
102.3 Kiss FM, Kigali's #1 hit music station. Saturday minute icumi turishimye cyane, turanezerewe. We are very happy to have Dr. Hilary Okello and Patrick Salvador. Welcome in the studio.
Yeah.
Dutangira rero. I want to ask you this question. How do you feel? Iyo mwumva muri inkingi mwamba z'ubuhanzi n'iterambere ry'urwenya ku ruhando rwa Afrika?
Orakoze cyane. First of all, we feel hangover.
Because after the show, we had another show in the club.
So what we are just here because we had to fulfill our contract. Otherwise, we are suffering. Life is not fair. We are just wondering. The bed we bought it for what?
We left a very big 4 pillows.
4 pillows.
I am here.
But it's all right. Nevertheless, Kiss FM, we're so proud to be here. We're so honored to be here. This is what I wanted to say. You said I've worked on radio before, and I've noticed something. He read the English advert.
Yes.
All right. It was very brief, very precise, and
concise.
short. Concise. Then she did the Kinyarwanda one.
Yes.
2 hours later,
Where he said therefore. He said
wabyumvise kuri Kiss haje gushya, turi kumwe na Salvador, turi kumwe na Okello, abanyarwenya bakomeye cyane muri Afrika, n'umunezero mwinshi cyane kwa turi kumwe nabo. Rusi, niba jokes tuze kuzitranslatinga mu Kinyarwanda?
Oh yeah, there's no translation. You'll be translating in Kinyarwanda. But bro, you had the most amazing show last night.
Yeah,
both of you. We were.
He always does.
I know, but I want to specifically mention last night. Because it was more than a show. It was being there for the young brothers.
Yes.
It was being there for the industry, and you came fully charged, my guy. You know, I loved your jokes, Okello. Even last time, I was laughing my. Okay,
that one.
We know.
We are
Appreciate it, brother.
But I like how you present your culture from Uganda in your comedy.
Yeah.
You know, there was this joke he cracked last night of how it's so hard to walk with a woman in Ugandan streets.
You cannot be romantic.
Yeah,
you
it's
can't
very
have a romantic walk.
It is not easy. Yeah.
Potholes, the borders. You can't talk to her nicely.
But now, how do you mix and talk about things that are sensitive in a way that is comic? How do you transform that? What's the journey to talk about these things that has to change in our cultures, in our countries, and also transform it in a way that people can laugh at?
The funniest jokes are those that people talk about the most sensitive things. You see, everyone wants to listen to certain news, but they want to listen to certain news in a different way.
Yeah.
You can tell somebody has died. You understand? And that news will just hit them and they'll become sad. And then tell them, yo, the guy, he was in a lodge.
In a guest
You
house.
see, I have not even finished, and then you're already laughing. So the way people want to listen to very serious news in a subtle way, because not everything is very serious, but sometimes some people just want to listen to, like corruption.
Right.
In Uganda, we are top notch. When it comes to Olympics, we have like 165 gold medals. When it comes to corruption, it has now become a joke. That is how guys have now decided to perceive it. It has become too much that it has become, people want to listen to the funny side of it, because we know we can't fight it. It is there. No, we can't. It is there.
It's fighting us.
Let us accommodate it.
Yes,
We accept and accommodate it in the way we can.
You're talking the way doctors talk. They're like, now, your condition.
The
truth is, the medicine might not be there.
Yeah.
Let us manage it. Learn to live with it.
Yeah, so it's not easy, but you need to be smart on when you're tackling serious and sensitive issues, especially when you're delivering it to the public. Or some people take things very, very, very seriously. And there are some people who just want to listen to the subtle way. They just want to listen. Listen, can I hear a different perspective about this thing, about this topic? I'm tired. But there are those who are just serious. Hey, you mentioned something, then they come to you backstage. I liked all your jokes, but there is this thing you talked about, actually women, I don't like.
Talking about that, Salvador and Okello, do you personally have something that you can't talk about? Because you joke about death, you joke about religion, you joke about health, about politics.
Yes.
Do you personally have something that you say, no, me personally, I can't talk or I can't joke about this? Okello.
I think there's some topics that are very sensitive. Also, considering most of my shows are also watched by my parents. So I'm not going to do jokes about things like rape, or domestic violence, or a certain context of religion. Like you can talk about religion in a much more subtle way, but then going deep and hitting a certain religion or a sect, I find it very, very disrespectful.
How do you learn that now? Do you crack jokes and people are mad and you learn about it? Like how do you get?
You hit and miss.
I'll give you an
you
example.
Hit and miss.
I'm not bragging, but I was in Manchester. Patrick Rusine, you will reach there one day. I was in.
Defend yourself.
He cannot.
He cannot defend himself.
Okay.
But he will go to Amahoro.
They even have an airline, but he has never been there. So, but Patrick, there's nothing you can say. Sorry. I was in Manchester and I had this very good set, and I did a joke about people who stutter, people who stammer.
Yes.
Yeah. Here, stammering is not considered a disability. It is considered as somebody who's slow. That's why the worst thing you can ever do to somebody who stammers is to say, pardon?
What have you said?
So I did a joke about somebody who stammers, and there was this lady in the audience. She has a son who stammers, and she has spent a lot of money on him and everything. She was having the best of time until I did that joke. This lady had to look for me backstage after the show, and she came to me and she was pissed. And I was like, it's just a joke, come on. And then she said, let me explain to you why some things you shouldn't touch. And then she showed me receipts, she showed me medical appointments. Listen, I was broken. Like, I know the joke was funny because
people laughed.
The other normal people, they really laughed. They really laughed because the joke was about the guy, trying to ask the woman questions when they were, doing their business. And then the question took too long. By the time he asked it, it was finished. So the woman explained to me step by step, and she showed me receipts, she showed me stuff, and I was really, really broken. That's why for me, religion, out of the question. Disability, out of the question. The things which unite people. The things which unite people as a whole is something you really, really need to avoid. We can do about tribes, because in Uganda we have over 100 tribes.
Over 100.
Yes. So you can talk about tribes and nobody will get offended. But religion, we have 3 main ones. Anything. We had a comedian who did a joke about Muslims. He was meant to apologize to the whole country. He did not step on stage until he apologized. So the things which unite people,
like even traditional leaders. There's a comedian who did a joke about the Kabaka of Buganda.
Yes.
And it got him in a lot of trouble.
So the things which unite people, you stay away from them. But exactly like disability. Why would you make a joke about somebody being disabled? That one is a no-go area.
Are you going to let us translate what you have said, or you're going to continue?
Where are you recording? Because we have said a lot.
abantu bari kutwumva mu kinyarwanda rero hari ikibazo twari tubajije Salvador na Okello niba hari blague cyangwa joke badashobora gukoraho, badashobora kuvugaho. Okello aravuga ati ngiye ndabizi yuko ibiganiro byanjye cyangwa comedy zanjye n'ababyeyi banjye barazireba, so ibintu bijyanye na rap cyangwa gufata ku ngufu, ihohoterwa ryo mu ngo, ntago ibyo bintu njya mbikoraho, ntago njya mbikora mu blague. Salvador utubwira ukuntu yagiye mu Bwongereza, ati Rusine ni wihebe nawe uzajyayo, ati mu Rwanda ariko ariko ntabwo urajyamo ati ariko nagiye mu Bwongereza hanyuma nkora blague ku muntu udidimanga ati mu Rwanda ntabwo kudidimanga tubibona nyine nk'ubumuga ati ariko nyine n'ubumuga ati hari umubyeyi wari ufite umwana yaramuvuje byaranze ati araza kundeba backstage aravuga ati ibintu wavuze byambabaje Salvador ariko ni blague ni joke kuri kudidimanga umubyeyi amwereka facture zo kwa muganga ma appointment yo kwa muganga Salvador yumva ukuntu koko icyo kintu gifite uburemere rero ati iyobokamana ibintu bihuza abantu religion cyangwa iyobokamana disability cyangwa ubumuga ibyo bintu ntago njya mikoraho blague cyangwa se na Okelo aravuga ati n'ibintu nk'abayobozi nk'umwami wenda wa Buganda abantu nk'abo ngabo babayobozi abantu bareberamo ati ntago ibyo ngibyo tubikoraho blague
reka mukanya tuze dukomeze tuganira na Okelo ndetse na Salvador
102.3 Kiss FM. Check it out. 102.3 Kiss FM. Breakfast with the Stars. Are you ready?
Yeah, you're still tuned into Kigali's #1 hits music station 102.3 Kiss FM. My name is Salvador, and I just want to let you know you listen to the beautiful sound of the band featuring Diamond Platinum.
And of course, you're stuck on 102.3 Kiss FM. My name is Dr. Hilary Kelly. I'm on Eastern Central Africa. The man of all seasons, parental guidance is not advised.
But Salvador, you've mastered the Rwandan audience.
Yes.
How did you crack the code? What's the secret?
Women. Yeah, where there is women, I will not go wrong.
It's in the contract.
It is in the contract. On arrival,
women.
Yeah, I can never be this consistent in Cameroon. Yeah, in Cameroon, I always suffer because the men are good looking. Yeah, the women are there. Yeah, but Ron, how do you go wrong? How do you look bad in front of these beautiful women? It is an abomination. How? It's a
wow.
But listen, let me ask you a question. Like, did you have a discussion with God before creation? Like, you people are effortlessly good looking. Even the men. Look at this guy.
You've seen it.
Look at this guy. No, let us stay. Why do you think he became a comedian?
The no choice zone.
Reason is Ugandan. This guy,
he just has the passport, but he's ours. Yeah, he's ours.
He's waswa.
But bro, like we all see in many industries, sometimes you rise up and then you hit many targets. But now, haven't you ever felt like you want something way bigger? Like you start learning maybe German language or Chinese to start impressing other audiences. Like how do you plan to take your comedy even on a bigger scale, worldwide scale?
One thing you should know, laughter is universal. Regardless of which language, which look, which race, it is universal. I do not have to do things to impress people.
Yeah.
I need to be myself. If I am invited to Cameroon, that means there's been people talking about me. So I will go to entertain those people. If you come to the show and you do not understand me, it's not my problem. Yeah. It's not my problem. You just chose the wrong show to attend. I do not have to break my bonds to go out of the world to try and impress people. Because laughter is universal. The jokes I do in Uganda can cut across the jokes I do here in Rwanda, can cut across the jokes I do in Nigeria. So I just have to be me. Yeah, I just have to be me.
Okelo. How do you crack the codes of people that you don't know? Probably you've never even heard their stories, but it's a gig. You got to make that money. But then you don't know the people. Do you have like international jokes you have memorized, or you just get there a week before, you learn the cultures? How do you get in?
I think it helps when because one of my objectives when I'm writing is to write material or content that cuts across. All you have to change is a few things, right? So I'll write a joke that is like, there's a joke I did here way back when I came for Gen Z last year. It's about school exams, right? So everyone has done exams in school. Everyone has done examinations to pass to the next class. So you do a joke like that, and all you change is in Uganda, you use a Ugandan name. You come to Rwanda, you use a Rwandan name. So when I was backstage, I asked guys, give me a common name, a common local name. Someone told me Gatoya.
Gatoya.
I think Gatoya, yeah. So I said, great. So I just put Gatoya, I added the Christian name Peter.
Instead of Okello.
You see, so then you come and do the joke and everyone relates because you're talking about something that everyone has gone through.
twari turi kubabaza rero yaba ari Salvador yaba ari Okello uko babigenza kugira ngo basetse abantu badahuje n'imico mu bihugu bitandukanye. Salvador ibanga ryo mu Rwanda ngo abagore bo mu Rwanda rwose batuma yihiringa akiga agakora ku buryo bumukora neza ngo mutera pressure akagomba kubikora neza ati wagira ngo ari kontra mwahanye n'Imana ngo n'abagabo ngo ni beza atanga urugero rw'ababa umuntu hanyuma rero Okello waravuga ati ngewe nandika jokes zishobora gukoreshwa mu bihugu bitandukanye nk'ibikizami n'urugero avuze urugero rwa joke yakoze mu minsi ishizaza muri Gen Z rwo mu ishuri umuntu wese yarize yaba ari n'ikindi gihugu cyose wajyamo usanga nyine ishuri ni ibintu bya buri munsi ati uhindura gusa izina niba ugiye mu Rwanda ukababaza nk'izina nk'iriye zina abantu benshi nyine izina rizwi hano ati nka Gatoya wende mukongeraho irindi Peter waza muri Uganda ugashyiraho nka Okello cyangwa irindi nuko.
Okay, now listen. Sometimes I meet people. I'm a musician.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I'll meet.
Give us an acapella. You will not just say it.
Yes.
Yeah, we have been here cracking jokes. You have to prove it. You cannot just tell us. I'm a musician.
Oh, you ni omnganya. Ngwinongu kumde ni wowe nari negereje, oh darling. Without you I'm a dead man. We're meant to be together.
It's all right.
You see,
Yeah.
no, sometimes
A round of applause, my round of applause. And this was without warm water.
The only thing I had was
eggs.
darling.
No eggs.
Darling. Like darling. Yeah, because we are in a darling area.
No, sometimes I'll meet a guy or a girl who say, bro, like sing for me.
Yeah.
Right here, right there. Just like you did.
Yeah.
But now, when sometimes you're having a bad day, you're in the middle of a street, you know, at the market buying tomatoes for your soup, you know?
Yeah.
You meet this guy, he wants to see the Okello or the Salvador
The
laughing
persona
on stage.
Yeah.
How do you make sure that you don't hurt a fan, but also you are staying you?
Yeah. This is like this thing happens a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when you go for a wedding and you're seated there, the MC will just
Make us
lose
laugh.
focus and say, we also have Salvador. Salvador, you come. Talk to your people. You are not on the program. You came as a guest.
Talk to
you
your
did
people.
what? Yes.
Right.
So when somebody meets me on the streets and tells me, make me laugh, I crack a joke, but in a communication way. I tell them, hey, so like when you just move around the hospital, you see a doctor, you'll just say, treat me.
Okay.
Yeah, they will get the message, but at the same time, you have not insulted them. You have not, however frustrated you are, because that thing is the most frustrating ever. Somebody just meets the guy says, yo, you guys, Salvador is funny. He taps you. Prove it.
He sets the bar so
and
high.
they just touch you and then,
Tell them.
Now you're like, now where do I start?
So they make a statement and tell you to prove it.
People don't believe that we actually put in a lot of work. A lot of work before we step on that stage. We cannot just be told, go and just, even musicians. People think a musician will just go and say, you need to read the room. You need to study the environment before you come on stage and do anything. You need to study. So people they just surprise you. You are in the audience, you are minding your business. The guy says, come here. Talk to your people. This guy is very funny. There's a joke he did about the beer. Let me tell you.
Yes.
uracyari kumva Kiss FM turi kumwe na Salvador ndetse na Okello abanyarwenya bakomeye cyane muri Afrika. Salvador, I've known you've been a star for so many years.
You're far too kind.
Have you ever had some low moments?
Yeah.
How do you pick yourself back
Many
up?
times. Always, you never forget what made you start in the first place. I will give you an example. One of my worst shows I've ever had was in Lagos, and it wasn't because I performed poorly, but it was done deliberately by the one organizing. So I went to Lagos and I broke through in 2014, and I became an instant hit. So for a foreigner to break through in Lagos, I want you to understand this thing. 99.9% of everything in Nigeria is Nigerian. The music you listen to in a club the music you listen on radio, what you watch on TV, 99.9% is Nigerian.
Even the
so
poison.
for
But what?
Poison.
this man has suffered. So when you are a foreigner and you break through, they find it very, very awkward. So I broke through effortlessly, and the Nigerians accepted me, but the artists were not happy.
Yeah.
Because I was like taking their spot. So I have this show. I perform at a conference, and there was the MD of Access Bank, and he's like, yo, this guy is very good. And then he says, we have an end of a party, you have to stay around, we're going to call you. So they invite me, they pay me good money, and I'm supposed to perform at 3 p.m. and that is the ideal time. So the guy, the MC, and the other guys connive, and they're like, this guy is overshining. Let us humble him. Let us show him how it is done in Nigeria. So I called the organizer. It's 2:30, and I'm like, yo, I've not even been picked up. What's going on? Relax. And then at about 5 o'clock, I said, you know what? There's no way. I jump on, they call them Okadas, and I go to the venue. When I reach the venue, the guy says, no, Salvador, your performance is at 9. I say, how? My performance is supposed to be at 3 p.m. He said, no, you're a star. Yet on stage, he kept on telling people Salvador is late.
Oh my God.
He has not made it. So he kept on giving this narrative that it was me who was the problem.
Yeah.
So I'm there sitting, and then I see Ice Prince goes on. Ice Prince kills it. Remember, all the comedians who were supposed to perform have performed.
They have already performed.
Yes,
Nice
they have
music.
killed it. Now it's music session. Ice Prince goes, bah. Davido, by then he was still upcoming. He goes on stage, kills it, bah. Wizkid, this is a big show. Goes and kills it now. By then, P Square. You cannot talk about anybody when P Square is there. P Square goes on stage, and they shut it down. And even before the people are settled, the MC is like, and now
The man you've been waiting
all the
for.
way from Uganda, Pokolo. This guy will make you laugh, people, and people are still celebrating
P Square.
P Square.
Yes.
And then I come on stage. Me, I think the standing ovation is for me. Hey, kumbe they are in memory.
They are in forever.
They are in forever. P Square.
I like
So
it.
when I come, and they're like, okay, who is this guy? Okay, let us sit and we listen. Now, me, my jokes are more of stories. I tell stories. So you need to be very attentive. So I start, ladies and gentlemen, in Nombokolo, we are.
Oh my God.
And before I know it, I've not even reached the punchline. Guys are clapping. Hey, I'm like, am I this funny? But the clapping does not stop.
Hey.
They clap. I'm like, okay, guys, I know you got the joke. So the second one, let me. Guys are continuing to clap. So I realized, I've bombed. So I asked them, guys, am I boring? They're like, yeah.
Whoa.
I said, should I leave stage? Yes. I told them, but guys, you should know this. I've been paid a lot of money. Most of you, your salaries, you'll never achieve it in a year. But I've been paid for you to chase me away. So should I go? Yeah.
So that
I
at
walked
least,
off.
At least that was good for the guy who hired you.
The guy who hired me was really disappointed because he knew my potential.
Yes.
But when I was done, I went backstage. You know, when you're a comedian and you have a bad show, guys will come trying to encourage you. Hey, bro, you tried. you are. But man, bro, you should have Hello, you're looking at me.
They start mentioning things you could not change.
You could not change.
I think the weather.
So it was crazy.
It was crazy. Wow, my goodness.
nari mwaje Salvador ukuntu maze imyaka myinshi muza ari umustar ukomeye niba yarigeze agira nyine ibihe bibituha handi nawe handi ukotora tu
Anduraburiza.
nkahandushya arambwira ati byigeze kumubaho muri Nigeria 2014 gutyo ajyayo ariko mu by'ukuri yagambaniwe n'abantu bari bateguye bavuga bati ni gute umunyamahanga aje kutwinjirana gutya kuko muri Nigeria miziki muri club ahantu hose ibintu byinshi 99% agerayo rero muri show kwanza babanza gutinda no kuza kumufata yifatira nko gufata nk'akamoto ajyayo agezeyo bamushyira inyuma ya Ice Prince inyuma ya Wizkid inyuma ya Davido nyine ya P Square abantu bakiri muri ya mood yo hejuru cyane ajyaho aragerageza kigera imbere batangira gukoma amashyi abantu ndabakomye saka kanya mu masegonda maze bakoma amashyi ati ese ndi kubabihiriza bati yego umveho yego banyishyuye amafaranga menshi ngenda yego genda
barazi ko muri Nigeria haba bakonari. Anyways, we're getting in the end of the show, unfortunately. But now, we have seen you guys doing miracles, man, in comedy. We are seeing the new generation coming up. We are seeing Rusine coming up, and then he's just the guy you see.
Yeah.
What is it that you see as the future of the African comedy? Do you think that this is the moment to keep strengthening our bonds together, or you think we need to do something different?
I would like to give my brother Hilary to talk about this, because this is a guy I'm super proud of. His story is amazing. His journey is beautiful, and the fact that he's just getting started. Yeah. So I think I wanted to explain to the people how it has been and how it's going.
Appreciate it, my brother. First of all, I'd like to appreciate Salvador, because there are so many shows we have done together, but even out of the country, and he has always had like a hand in it. So, and that is so rare to find someone who is an elder in the game for you, somebody who is a pioneer, who has been there before you, to stretch out a helping hand to help you succeed as well. So that is really my.
By the way, how do you guys meet?
We met, the first time we met was an open mic.
Yes.
An open mic show in Kampala. Yes. So he came to attend the show, because this open mic is a show of like startup comedians just trying out, just basically being unfunny on stage. Yes. But then we had a good night.
The room for mistakes.
Yes, and then that's how we met. And I don't know if that's where the concept for the competition came from.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. That's where the concept for the competition was. So I reached out to some sponsors, and we put up a show where we're looking for funny guys.
Yeah.
That's how we got the opportunity. Yeah, when we were starting out. So I said, you know what, let me reach out, and he joined in, and let me just say the rest is history. Yeah.
So when it comes to the African comedy industry, I think personally I'm super excited for the future. I think every day you see a new face. Every day you see new content. And the beauty about Africa, Salvador said it one time, is Africans, we are so funny because we have problems.
People don't understand that.
People don't, but when you have problems, there's a way you're funny. And because of that, I think our stories, a lot of comedians out of Africa, when they're talking about Africans, there's a certain stereotype that they paint. We are hungry, we are suffering.
Lions are
we
moving
hungry?
on the
And
street.
we ate this morning.
Yes.
We are not hungry.
You look fresh and healthy.
Look fresh and
Okay, look.
Yes.
We are hungry.
we are
We are not painting any picture. We have not had breakfast. Let us be very honest.
Unless it's because of time, not means.
Yeah, it's because of time, not means. Yes.
Yeah.
So I am super excited, because then, as Africans going forward, we have an opportunity to tell our stories the way we want them to be told. And with all these big media platforms like Netflix and all those, right now a lot of African comedy specials are going on. So I cannot wait to have a comedian from Rwanda having a comedy special. Netflix, a comedian from Uganda, Tanzania, and all of this.
How about we actually make our own platform? You see, like sometimes I think that even by fighting to be on those international platforms, we are forced to be different, to be like them, you know. But how about we start seeing how we actually make our own platform on our own? I was reading about Asake, and the way he didn't have to change to learn English, and he had to stay in Yoruba. You know, he sings in Yoruba, and he's now making history. So how do we stay authentic
to ourselves?
But, so this is for me, this is my plight, this is my cry. You know, a journey to 1,000 miles begins with one step.
Sir,
it begins with you, but if you have those people backing you up, it is amazing. Yesterday, Merci did a show without a single sponsor, and I sit down and I'm like, how? Like, it's ridiculous. How did he pull it off? And you look at the Nigerians, people think Nigerians are doing well because they are talented. No, because they have backing, man. When you see a poster of the Nigerian artists. A poster. The sponsors cover more spaces.
It's covering the eyes.
It's covering more of the space on the poster than the artist.
Yes,
it's so painful.
Yes.
In East Africa, we want something which is already starting, which has already started. Nobody will believe in you before you start, which is the very, you look at those big markets, South Africa, Nigeria. I'll always use those two markets because I've been there. And these guys have people, a sponsor coming to you and say, don't you have anything to do this year? Bring for me your plans and let us see how to accommodate them in our financial budget.
Yeah.
That is them. But in East Africa, we struggle. Mercy told me stories. He approached sponsors and they were like, this is the first time you're doing it. First do it. Then when we see the progress, we will come in. That is not how sponsorship works. And it's the most painful thing in East Africa in general, that they believe in you when it's already established, when you have the numbers. They don't want to grow with you. They want you when you're already grown, which is very And the problem is this: when a sponsor comes on board, the show is not about you now. Instead of Merci or Rusinde presents, it is now this presents Rusinde. No, you're not presenting me. I'm the one presenting you. You understand? So this is a call out to sponsors out there. We are super talented in East Africa. I have traveled across the continent, and I will tell you for a fact, in East Africa, we are on the level of USA when it comes to talent, be it music, be it comedy, be it drama. Our stories are authentic, very, very authentic, and it just takes that one person to believe in you. I did this interview with the TV stations here recently. Rwanda Air came on board for my show, my first ever show in 2013.
Wow.
Like, first of all, it's not our national carrier. I had never flown Rwanda Air in my life. I have no relationship with those people, but something attracted me to them. And I took my proposal. And they kept on, we'll talk to you. But my persistency made those guys say, you know what? Maybe this guy has something he's trying to communicate. What do you want? And I told them, guys, I have this show. It's very big. I am bringing the best comedians from Africa to one. They said, are you sure? Can you do it? I said, okay, we have space. And they gave me sponsorship. Can you imagine that person believing you, what it can do for your esteem?
Yes.
Now imagine you have 4 of them. 5 of them. Man, you will go beyond your means to make sure it has to work. But here you are not sure of the outcome. Merci was very, very scared.
That's why he used his witch.
That's why.
Just to make sure people can.
You speak. He's hearing. You speak.
Talk to him directly. Talk to him directly.
These things of speaking in parables, you talk to him. It's not a rumor. You tell him.
People think that Merci has a witch. It's a rumor. I didn't say it. I just heard from outside.
Now, can you imagine? Now, that is, by the way, you are not wrong. So many people believe if you're doing well, there's something supernatural you must be doing. Nobody believes that you can do it on your own. Yes. Like if you're doing extremely very, very well. Someone said, when Chameleon was writing, what did they say? It goes underwater.
It throws eggs in Lake Victoria.
Do you know how much protein he threw in the water?
Oh my God.
Hanyuma iki kintu ni ngombwa cyane ko tunakigarukaho ndi twari tuvuze kubyerekeranye se mubona hehe comedy muri Afrika mu myaka iri imbere. Okelo aravuga ati rwose muri Afrika dufite impano zikomeye cyane. Ati bajya banabivuga yego batebya bati abantu bafite ibibazo byinshi baranasetsa cyane, ariko nyine dufite impano bakomediye bakomeye muri Afrika. Buri munsi aba ari umukomediye mushyashya kandi ufite impano, uri talented. Ati rero Salvador agaruka ku kintu cyo gushyigikirana, avuga ati nk'impamvu nka industry nko muri Nigeria cyangwa South Africa ubona barateye imbere cyane iyo tuvuze mu buhanzi. Ntabwo ari uko ari bo bafite impano gusa, ahubwo bafite ababashyigikira. Ye gutera intambwe ufite impano, ariko bafite abatera nkunga, ba sponsors. Umuntu akakwizera akavuga ati ngiyewe ndaza nkutera inkunga muri icyo kintu wateguye, muri icyo gitaramo cyawe, muri iyo show yawe. Ati narumiwe, ati naratangaye kubona show ya Merci ejo nta sponsor n'umwe wari uhari. nta muterankunga agakora show nini nk'iriya, nta muterankunga. Ati yaranganije arambwira ati nagiye negera abantu akambwira ati n'ubwa mbere ugiye kuyikora reka turebe wenda uzagaruke ku ya kabiri. Ati
manzo kuri ya mbere
tuzareba. Ati ntabwo tuzatera imbere rero tugere kuri zo Netflix. Andi we yaranavuze ati twanakora n'urubuga rwacu, nta hantu twagera twebwe ubwacu tutatangiye kwizera, tudatangiye gushyigikira talents zacu. Ndabona na atari guhamagara nkusi uri on air tuvuga magambo atari ya on air.
I want to contribute.
Go on.
Let me tell you guys one thing. Hello?
Yeah, we are listening.
One of the things that sponsors need to change is to always put sales on sponsorship. It's called sponsorship because you're doing it under CSR, not a marketing campaign. When someone starts giving you, I'm giving you 5 million, how many bottles am I going to sell? No. You are associating your brand with supporting the community. But when it comes to giving well to community, they easily give because they think that's the only way they can benefit on CSR activities. Supporting a guy like Merci means you are uplifting thousands. Do you know how many people that were hired last night?
True.
A lot. So I think that is the way to unlock it. Let's stop thinking of it as a marketing opportunity only, but also as a social responsibility of corporate organization. It is actually not an ask, it's an order of any organization that operates in a community to give back in any way possible.
Arthur,
yeah?
There is something about you when you have hangover. You are very brilliant.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to stay in the show forever, but time is not on our side. Thank you so
That's
much.
the most painful thing about radio, man.
I know,
Especially when you're having a good time.
Yeah.
And this has been, I want to commend you guys. I've worked on radio before. Your chemistry is out of this world. I like how she doesn't even, she just points and then I used to fight with my people back in the day. It was, but your chemistry,
The fight for speech.
your chemistry is amazing.
Thank you.
And I wish you more years together. And I pray that you guys just mentor the new generation, because I believe now you are legends. I can say this without a fact. You are
We
legends.
are in this together.
You said all of this when Rusina was outside.
It's okay.
Okay, how much?
Huh?
How much will you?
Exactly. For him, his mind is just on the money.
KISS.
I wanna turn it on.
New music now.
New hit music.
New music.